Welcome on in to the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, presented by Tab Bank. We're here at Woods Cross High School for a Region 6 heavyweight bout between the Woods Cross Wildcats and the Brighton Bengals. Hope a pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Week 8 of the high school football season. Trevor Allen alongside Brian Brown. And Brian, we've got a battle of the two top teams in Region 6.
Yeah, two top teams and two teams that have taken very different routes to get here. Brighton Bengals have played a very competitive schedule, a little bit up and down throughout, but finishing strong as they come into the region season. Meanwhile, the Woods Cross Wildcats have been extremely good, maybe a little bit unexpectedly so this year. Expecting a highly competitive affair between these two teams.
Now, Brian, coming into this game, obviously the big storyline is Woods Cross running the triple option, that flex bone offense, one that a lot of coaches who go up against it absolutely cannot stand and hate to prepare for. How do you stop the triple option?
Well, a lot of it is discipline and sticking to your plan, but also I think with this Woods Cross team especially, you have to limit the explosive plays, whether they come on the ground or through the rare pass. They average a really high percentage of yards per completion. I believe it's 24.5 yards per completion as a team. Yeah. And so if you're Brighton, you have to keep them in those long yardage situations on third down, keep them from converting.
And here comes Woods Cross, as I believe it's like military night or something like that here at Woods Cross, and a great crowd on a rainy night. Hopefully the weather stays away a little bit to where we don't have that dreaded 2 words lightning delay.
Yes, and knock on whatever accoutrement is next to you right now to make sure that stays at bay. But to your point, Trevor, a lot of camo out in the crowd, a lot of people just floating because I can't see their legs.
Yeah.
So it's a joke for those at home who appreciate camo like I do.
No, this is going to be a good one. And Brian, I've been waiting a long time to call a game with you. It's been a long time coming, and it took Alex Napolis to have the night off for that to happen. So I'm glad we can make it happen.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. I love getting a chance to work with different people across the Rewind Network. You and I go back a long way. In fact, talking to Josh Furlong before the game a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Back to our days of covering Utah football up on the hill, and now?
Been about, I covered the Utes for about 10 years, and I've known you pretty much through that whole stretch, so.
We also share an affinity for Cypress High School.
Yes, we do. Go Pirates. They're actually having a strong year.
They have. New school, new field.
It is a brand new school, and we called their first game of the year. But Woods Cross will get the ball to start the game. Brighton will kick off as they are in road white uniforms. And the Wildcats will go from left to right as you watch it here on KSLSports.com. And we are underway as Caden Hansen kicks it off. And they'll let that one go into the back of the end zone. And so it'll be the first time we get a look at Jesse Simmons and this offense led by Valami Tapatotai.
Yeah, and he is an impressive runner. And, again, this offense averages a lot of chunk plays, especially on the ground. You can say Valami averages 5.51 yards per carry. And for any kind of offense that wants to stay on schedule, that is a great option to have on first down. But you also have to give acknowledgement to Jesse Simmons. He's a big athlete. For those who love good old-fashioned smash mouth option football, this will be a treat tonight.
First and 10 at the 20. With Halbosh going in motion, they'll hand it off to Tapatotai, and he'll get about yard, maybe 2. It looks like they're going to give him 2 yards on first down.
Yeah, Coach Benson has had a lot of experience with great fullbacks over the years. He's got another one here. It's a critical part of the triple offense. You have to stop, dive, QB, pitch in that order. And if you can't stop the dive, it can cause a lot of problem for a defense.
And again, back in that formation, go back to Tapatotai. He gets a few more yards here on second down. It'll bring up third and manageable. It looks like 3rd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, you can see Coach Deter and his staff have really coached their guys up about gang tackling, and that is a big part of stopping the option. One is keeping to your responsibility. If you have dive, you have to tackle the dive. But once you get there, tackle as a team.
A big game tonight. See who is in the driver's seat of Region 6 as Tapa Totai. He'll get the first down and then some. They'll mark him down at the 36-yard line. A great push late in that run.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just been dive early on here. It's an easy read to make. It's an easy play for the quarterback, and it gets a defense conditioning to crashing down. And so that's really what you have to watch here, is watch for that late pull and then the QB keep or the pitch.
And thing about this offense is that they'll run, and then they'll throw it over the top. They won't hear on first down. As Tapa Totai will get 2 yards on first down. But, yeah, what they'll do, just watching on film, they'll run, and then just whenever the defense least thinks it's going to come up, they go over the top.
Yeah, it's the old Norm Chowism. Get the defense leaning one way, and then hit them over the top after. And that's exactly what you want to do in option football. That's why I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, you have to limit the explosive plays.
On the year, we'll get to that here in just a second with a run. That is by Simmons. He'll pick up another yard, it looks like. It'll bring up third down, but Simmons on the year, 27 of 54 passing, 631 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, that's solid numbers for a quarterback that doesn't really throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, it is. And really what it comes down to is he's averaging, I said 25, it's actually 27 yards per completion. And to your point, Trevor, you get that defense thinking run. When you throw it over the top, that's when you can make those big plays.
Third down, pitch out. That's to number 12, and he is stopped. That is Shaden Jarrett. And that'll bring up fourth down, I believe. And that'll bring on the punt unit. A solid first drive on defense for the Brighton Bengals.
Yeah, I believe William Little there, number 21 on the tackle, tall, lanky linebacker, does a great job of coming up field, making the stop. Just a good, solid tackle, the kind of play that you expect from a Casey Soterra defense.
And back to punt. He actually called for a fair catch. I saw him wave his arm, and he's saying, no, I didn't. That is Dax Matheson. But he did wave his arm. It definitely looked like it because he went across it. At least I thought he did, but he had room to run.
He did, and I think as you're sitting at home watching, you're thinking to yourself, why did he make that signal? And sometimes it's a force of habit, right? But the number one responsibility for a punt returner is to secure the catch. And he did that. You'll take it. If you're Brighton, you're starting with pretty good field position with an offense that we've seen in recent weeks has grown capable of driving the ball well.
And now that brings out Brighton's offense with junior quarterback Rice Palapoi. He's got trips to the bottom of your screen. He'll take the snap. He'll hand off. And trying to get the number of that, as there was a little blocking extracurricular activity here on this near side, but that's number 14, Landon Hill.
And something about this matchup that I think is unique is you're going to see two very competitive programs, two very well-coached teams, two very tough-minded head coaches. Brody Benson has been coaching high school football in the state for decades now, and that's not meant to be offensive to Brody at all because he and I played around the same time. He's just been such a mainstay, and this program's really started to take his personality on.
And Hill will get the handoff again on second down, and he is stopped near the line of scrimmage, maybe for a loss. And again, a little bit of pushing and shoving after the play, but no flags thrown.
Yeah, probably a little more incidental than anything. You see held there down on the ground there, kind of holding an ankle, something to monitor as we see this game roll forward. For Brighton now, though, in third and long, it's a great opportunity for Woods Cross to get a stop.
Yep, 3rd and 7 at the 32-yard line. Palapoi, his first pass of the game, goes deep. He's got a man, and it's caught. Number 88 out of bounds. That's Slade Taylor, the tight end.
Wow, what a beautiful throw from Rice Palapoi. He's had such an adventure this season in terms of having to face some of the toughest defenses in the state. That was a beautiful ball. Finds his receiver open, drops the rainbow pass in there with plenty of opportunity for his receiver to make the catch, and converts the first down, most importantly. Great play by Palapoi.
Coming into the game, Palapoi passing for just over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 10 picks. And threw a dime right there. Now first down, handoff, and he's off and running. That's number 8, Cole Heemeyer, and he's going to be gone. Touchdown! A 40-yard strike And the Bengals are on the board first.
A beautiful seal block, and you just see nothing but open grass as Haymeyer takes it and runs the distance for first down. Excuse me, I believe that was Staten Gutierrez. Is that number 6 out there?
I thought it looked like number 8.
Was it number 8? Hard for us to see up here in the booth as we've got the glass in front of us.
It looks like number 8. I swear that's number 8.
Normally, Staten Gutierrez on the rushes there. He's been the explosive playmaker, but nevertheless, Brighton gets on the scoreboard and posts 6.
We'll have to double-check with the stat people, but I'm pretty certain that was an 8.
And something to note for everybody at home who's like, how do these guys not know this stuff? Rosters don't get updated throughout the season.
Yes.
Sometimes there are last-minute changes to numbers.
Yep.
Somebody forgets a jersey. Welcome to high school sports. Most of our stats are not super accurate, if we're being honest.
Some coaches don't even load them on the max preps.
There are teams out there that don't have stats, period.
You just have to guess.
Yep. So we do what we can and do our best. For those watching at home, we appreciate you all tuning in and suffering through our, we don't call them grievances, but just, you know, the uniqueness of high school football.
Yeah, I'm guessing if number 8 gets the carries tonight, that it, we'll have to figure out the number 8, number 6 ordeal. Because Hemeyer is supposed to be a senior linebacker, but Staten Gutierrez is supposed to be number 6, so.
Yeah, Haymeyer's had a few carries on the season. He's rushed 23 times for 104 yards, so not unusual for him to get the carry. I think you were probably right. Number 8 with the touchdown there.
Yeah, and going with a couple of different guys is Casey Sotera, who's also the offensive coordinator. He's done a great job with this Brighton program.
He has, and it's a program that has been through a bit of an evolution the last few years and has stabilized a lot as he's come in and taken over. Lost their coach previously to Skyridge, Justin Hem. He was originally at Brighton, now at Skyridge. You see Coach Sutera taking over. Previously the defensive coordinator at Corner Canyon, and he's brought a lot of that same program culture and energy here. It's made Brighton a competitive team. They've had pretty impressive seasons the last few years, just haven't made that breakthrough to get to the Final Four at Rice Eccles.
7:08 to go here in the first quarter, and Brighton is on the board first, 7-0. As the second possession, as Simmons will take it for Woods Cross, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage with forward progress, and they do give him a yard on first down, but so far really disciplined defense here for Brighton.
Yeah, not a surprise at all, and I think really what you're seeing is that momentum from the early score for Brighton. They know that they can go after this Wildcat offense. Now, playing from behind is usually not a strong suit of most option teams, so you love to see the aggression, but more so you love to see them staying disciplined.
So they give him 2 on first down, so 2nd and 8 at the 22. Simmons now in the option, and he's wrapped up immediately, and that is big number 92. That is Jackson Nettleton, who had a big game last week.
Yeah, Nettleton has 20 tackles on the season, 4 sacks, even has an interception. So 92 does a lot of different things from that edge position for the Brighton Bengals. And like you said, had an explosive week last week as well.
Yeah, all 3 of his tackles last week were all tackles for loss. He had 1.5 sacks, a pick, and a fumble recovery. So not bad, not a bad day's work.
And deserving of a helmet sticker at the very least, I hope.
Yeah, I would say. And now Simmons will keep it, and he's tripped up. I think Nettleton tripped him up. Otherwise, he probably would have been running for a first down. A great heads-up play there by the defensive line for Brighton.
Yeah, and Dax Matheson in there as well, the defensive back, just a junior, 6'1", 165. But Matheson doing a good job. Not a lot of activity for the defensive backs typically in games like this. You love to see him being an enforcer there. He does have 29 tackles on the season, though. So
that forces a 3 and out, and the punt unit coming back out here for Woods Cross. And Brighton has a chance to go up 2 scores here. As the punt is away, Matheson does not wave his arm this time, and he will haul it in, goes out to the outside, across midfield, and he's off to the races. And then he's pushed out of bounds by number 64 for Woods Cross. Saving potentially a touchdown is Archer Gale. But, goodness.
You could see why Dax Matheson didn't want to call for a fair catch the first time around. He's got a lot of confidence, and there's speed to go with that confidence. It's a great job of wiggling up through the inside and then breaking outside for a big gain. And Trevor, special teams are special for a reason. It's a chance to make special plays. Dax Matheson doing just that on that play.
Yeah, we all know too well how important special teams is, both punting, kicking, returning, all of it. And Haymeyer is getting the carry again. That one I know is number 8.
Yeah.
So unless him and Staten traded jerseys before the game, that's Cole Haymeyer.
Number 8, Trenton Haymeyer, the ball carrier.
And the PA announcer saying Trenton, but that's not it. It's Cole.
More so surprised that we haven't seen Staten Gutierrez yet. I wonder if maybe there was an injury or something during the week. We haven't seen him yet during the game. He has been the leading rusher for the Brighton Bengals.
He had 21 carries for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, he's an impressive running back.
Scored the only 2 touchdowns for Brighton against a very good Olympus defense. And now handoff to Haymeyer again. And this time he gets to the 15-yard line, and they're just getting a great push up front.
Yeah, and a great job there by number 53, Barrett Hersher, the big offensive tackle out there leading the charge. And you can see why Haymeyer's so explosive at running back, and Brighton has a ton of confidence. Early plays going in his direction, and he is capitalizing on them.
Palpoy has only had to throw one time. The run game has been working really well on these first 2 drives for Brighton. As he hands the ball off again, and he stays on his feet. I did not get faked out this time. I did last week with Siaki Fekitoa, but this time I did not.
Yeah, I tell you what, you have to keep all eyes on Siaki Fekitoa at all times. But very savvy play by Cole Haymeyer to know that he rolled over the defender, never touched the ground. The official's doing a good job of letting the play out. There is no replay at this level, so we can't go back and double check. And it kind of puts the officials in a tight spot. I think they made the right play there, though.
Haymeyer is in the backfield with Palpoy. He gets the carry again, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great clog up there by that defensive line for Woods Cross.
And you can see their early game plan from Brighton here is to get a lot of gap schemes. They want to run power. They want to run counter. They want to get Haymeyer lanes, which he can get downfield quickly and get into that second level and make some moves. He's got some nice wiggle to him. He's a big, powerful back, 6 foot, 195. The senior player has plenty of experience.
In the gun is Palpoy on 3rd down and 8. Rolls out. He's got a man. He's got Taylor. He trucks his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Brighton. Slade Taylor with 2 big grabs already on the first 2 possessions, and Brighton up 2 scores.
Well, Slade was tailor-made on that one as he receives the catch from Rice Palpoy. A great rollout. Dives his way into the end zone. Puts the Bengals up 2 scores early here in the first quarter. 2 very, very impressive drives from this Bengal offense.
And just like that, it is a 14-0 game. We'll go ahead and take a break, catch our breath. We'll be back after this here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back. 14-0 Brighton with 2:25 to go here in the opening quarter. Trevor Allen, Brian Brown here with you. And Brian, when do you start throwing the ball if you're Woods Cross? I mean, they're down 2 scores. Obviously, you probably don't hit panic yet. But when does it get to that point?
Yeah, I think it's a valid question. You're down 2 scores early on. I think you saw some success initially, but Brighton has clearly come out with a great plan in how to attack your run game. As an old-school fundamental footballist, I'm a big fan of always just running the ball as much as possible to wear down a defense. But at some point in time, if you're Woods Cross, you've got to mix in some explosive plays. And so maybe you go with a pass right off the bat here, something to try and jumpstart the offense and get things moving a little bit. But for the most part, you have to stay within your offensive game plan still here in the first quarter.
Now, first down, the pitch out to Halabash, and he is stopped in the backfield. Actually, no, it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, but Brighton is just flying to the ball right now, Brian.
Yeah, it's just tough, disciplined football. Jackson Thompson right there, number 3, 5'10", 175 pounds, a senior. Does a great job of keeping a good base, breaking down, shooting for a hip, and making that tackle. And if you want teach tape for a young player, that's exactly how you have to do it. And for a young man to be doing it at the high school level is very impressive.
Now he'll drop back. Simmons, he's looking deep. He's got Halabash and just overthrows him. Just maybe a skosh of power less, and he's got him.
Well, you can see the arm strength from Simmons there, right? His beautiful ball has plenty of distance on it, lays it out there, trying to help his wide receiver run underneath it. Number 3, Tayan Halbosh doesn't have enough juice to get there, just a little bit outside of his reach. He was on his horse, though, and I like the call from Coach Benson and his staff, trying to catch the defense off guard.
So now 3rd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Hand off to Tapa Totai. He's got some room, and he gets near the sticks, and they're going to give him the first down off of that slide as he goes down to the ground. A great run there by Valami.
Yeah, and a nice just mix-up of play calls there. You go for a pass. Maybe Brighton is so conditioned to playing the pass from week to week that they think it's coming again, and you come back with your bread and butter, and it leads to a first down. And just Viliami is impressive running the football out of this option attack.
So the second first down of the game for Woods Cross, and he goes out on the option. Simmons will keep it, and he will pick up 3 yards on first down. So a solid run, but it's been by committee on defense for this Brighton defense, bro.
It has, and it's kind of been that way all year. As you look at their leading tacklers, it's well distributed. It's William Little with 45, Grady Bell with 40, Jackson Thompson with 36, Dax Matheson with 29. See a lot of their defensive backs tackle well in space. It's how you limit those explosive plays.
2nd and 7 here with 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and another run here for Woods Cross. And minimal gain, probably a gain of 1 here on 2nd down. And I believe that will bring us to the end of the quarter. I don't know if they'll run another play.
Yeah, and like you said, a little bit of an aggressive spot there from the officials. Alex and I like to shout out love and positivity because we try not to be critical of their job. It's like Woods Cross is going to try and get this off. I'm not sure if they'll have time.
With 3 seconds, I'm guessing. Oh, they do get it off, and Tapa Totai.
Wow.
He'll get it and ends up picking up the first down as the quarter ends, so a little bit of momentum potentially going into the quarter for Woods Cross.
Yeah, great job by Coach Benson getting his guys up there, running a play, gathering a little momentum, but going with tempo, getting that crucial first down, and then we'll start the second quarter with some motion going in this offense.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break. Back with the second quarter after this here on KSLSports.com. Second quarter action about to get underway here. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line, and Woods Cross is trying to get into Brighton territory for the first time in this game. And now play action, drop back, a great catch and throw and catch, to number 10. That is Hayden Thorne.
And you talk about experience. That's experience right there with Brody Benson. He's been doing this, as I said, for multiple decades, and you can see how talented he is as a play caller. Coming out of timeout, just picked up a big gain in the run game, comes out with a nice little rollout there, picks up another first down, more momentum for this Woods Cross offense.
And now they're in Brighton territory for the first time. And he drops the ball. He's able to pick it up, though, so ends up losing about 2 yards, but at least it wasn't a fumble lost.
Yeah, and that's something that you just have to expect with the triple option is you're going to have some ball security issues. The pitch play, the indecisiveness of when to give and when to keep just leads to having those few mistakes a game, and if you can minimize their impact, it usually leads to good things. We'll see what happens here for this Woods Cross offense.
2nd and 12, and handoff to Tapa Totai. He breaks a tackle and then is swallowed up, but not without gaining about 4 yards there on 2nd down.
He's just kind of like a locomotive the way he runs, right? Just powerful, running through defenders as they fly off of him. Almost like watching a train plow through snow. You just love to see that kind of old school football. I think we've lost a little bit of just a power running back, and Viliami echoes that so loudly.
He's in the backfield again. 3rd and 6 here for Woods Cross, and Simmons throws it out, and it's just dropped. It looks like by Halabash. Nope, that's Eli Bodell, and it'll bring up 4th down, but it looks like they're going to punt, but I don't know, Brian. I think you're kind of in no man's land right now.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a tight space, and a lot of it just depends on how much confidence you have in your punter's ability to have variation, to be special in the special teams area. Can he pin this one back with enough English to keep it from going in the back of the end zone?
And it looks like number 64 is the punter. That is Archer Gale. He's also a tackle and a linebacker, as well as the kicker. And they're able to land on it. Let's see. They call it a touchback.
Yeah, there's a tremendous effort by the Woods Cross players, but I believe the rule on the touchback is if any part of your body is touching the end zone when you touch the football, that equates to a touchback. And so while the ball didn't actually cross the end line, it was just that momentum carrying the player into the end zone, and you love the effort. If you're a coach on the sideline, it's, hey, that's exactly what we want to do. Get better next time. But to your point, Trevor, only a 20-yard net gain on the punt there, but maybe that's just enough to allow this Woods Cross defense to get a stop.
See what happens. They've come up short on both the first 2 drives for Brighton, getting into the end zone, 1 through the air and 1 on the ground. As Palapoy in the offense comes back out, he's got Judah Valet next to him. A little bit of a low snap, and he's going to keep it, and he is met as he's brought down. He actually gets to the first down marker, but number 4, Marcus Steppen on that stop, but a pretty good option play there by
Yeah, it's
Brighton.
just a basic read option, and Brighton kind of saying anything you can do, Woods Cross, we can do better. You see Rice Palapoy doesn't have a ton of rushes on the season, but is explosive with his legs. Does a nice job. 37 total rushes for 147 yards, only 4 yards per carry. A lot of that gets negated by sacks, though.
Yeah.
He is an adequate runner. And I say adequate, meaning that he can run the ball well.
It looks like false start. Yep, a false start on Brighton. So not a penalty you really want to pick up, but if you're going to pick it up, it'll at least be on first down.
Yeah, and I think to your point, it's one of those penalties that just puts you behind the action in terms of your play calls, right? Had some momentum from the good gain there, and I'm going to shout out Marcus Steppen with the tackle. That was a great job of stopping Palapoy in the open field, and he is a good enough runner to where he can make a lot of those defenders miss, typically limits what could have been a bigger gain, and now you get the fortuitous penalty. We'll see what happens with this Woods Cross defense out of it.
So 1st and 15 at the 27-yard line is Palapoy. He'll hand off to Valet, and he is stopped in his tracks. What a tackle. I believe that's number 58 for Woods Cross, and that is Kerry Brown, the big junior.
What a hit.
Braden Haas.
Yeah, as we hear over the PA, that was number 50, Braden Haas, and he just came like a rocket ship. Great job of stopping the runner in the backfield for another loss.
So 2nd and 17. Palapoy looking. He's got plenty of time, and now he goes up into the pocket, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and then some, but he got hit pretty hard, and now they're saying that the ball came loose, and Coach Benson's on the near sideline saying we have it, but looks like it will stay with Brighton, but kind of a hard hit if you're a quarterback.
Yeah, a tough hit is you're getting hit by multiple defenders in multiple zones of your body, getting some guys hit down low, guy hitting up top. It's good to see that Rice bounces back up, goes back to the huddle. Only a 2-yard gain, though, so now 3rd and long, and obviously no surprise, Coach Benson thought that the fumble was recovered by the Wildcats.
Yes, as you should.
Every coach is a politician at heart, Trevor.
Hey, I'll tell you what, coaching in basketball, I'm calling out travel even though there's not even close to a travel.
Always
just to
lobbying.
try and throw off the officials.
Always lobbying.
And a delay of game. on Brighton, and that's going to set them back another 5 yards, Brian, and they're looking at 3rd and 20.
2-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 20 yards to go for Brighton. 3rd and 20.
Palapoy. 7:50 to go, 3rd and 20 at the 22-yard line, 3rd and a long. And another flag, and it looks like another false start. So that's going to be 3rd and 25.
And we'll give a shout out to the side judge. That was a beautiful flag throw there. Good elevation.
Great technique.
Yeah. Impressive distance. Nice work.
Who would have thought
Unfortunately,
that we're going to be critiquing officials and their flag throwing abilities? Only here on KSLSports.com.
We only do that to avoid the fact that Brighton has really backed themselves up on this drive, and what started out so promising has become a drive that's almost been rougher than a pine cone toilet seat. We'll see what the Bengals can do on this one. Shout out to Bob Green, the great Montana football coach.
Oh, yes.
Greenisms.
We're going pheasant hunting. He's just chomping at the bit looking for opportunities.
Yep.
I love that one.
Like the second French horn player in the band, we got to play better, right? And I think right now for that Brighton offense, that's what they're going to be saying to themselves as they go to the sideline. It started out well, did not finish as well, and notice that almost 20 yards lost on that drive.
And a lot of it was just off of penalties. And the punt is away as Steppen is back to receive it, but it takes a favorable bounce, at least for Brighton, to where they're able to catch it in time.
Mm-hmm. And anytime you want to argue, so we got a
more laundry
whistle here. I don't see any flags on the field. We'll see what the official's whistling for there. We'll let that one work. Oh, there's a flag right there.
There is a flag there. It's just in the glare of the turf.
And we'll let them figure that out. But in the meantime, I think that's a great opportunity to talk about field position and why it's so important, especially at the high school level. You know, you're still learning so much about the game of football when you're 16, 17, 18 years old. Looks like this one's going to go against the Woods Cross Wildcats and back them up an additional 15 yards for a personal foul.
That's big.
It is. And that's the kind of penalty that will drive Coach Benson nuts. You know, I'm sure he'll have a chat with whichever player it was, especially in film session. That won't be a fun one, but again, learning experiences for all. It's part of why high school football is so much fun, and see what this Woods Cross offense can do now.
Simmons, hands off to Tapa Totai. And it looks like he'll get about 4 yards on first down.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the option offense is it's such an aggressive blocking scheme. It's gap down backer, right? So it's very simple rules for the offensive linemen. And so you get a lot of good double teams, you get a lot of good down blocks, a lot of seal action. It allows those lanes to be created.
2nd and 6 now at the 41 with 6:15 to go here in the half. Play action, he'll drop back, now he'll roll out and he'll throw it. He's got a man and it's caught. What a grab there by number 12. That's Shaden Jarrett.
Yeah, great job by Shaden Garrett to adjust. It looks like they're going to wave off the catch.
Oh, they might have said that it hit the ground.
We'll let the officials.
Again, we don't have instant replay.
Yeah, and that's that far side of the field. As Trevor mentioned, the light setup here is great in the sense of it puts a lot of light down in the field, but that turf is little shiny, so it's hard to sometimes see the ball bounce off of it. I was going to shout out Jesse Simmons. It was just a great job of rolling out and getting the ball away.
But 3rd and 6 now at the 41. He'll roll out to his right as Simmons. He's looking downfield, and Matheson about had it and then almost caught there by number 7 for Woods Cross. That's Ryan Miller, but my goodness, almost a couple of plays there to be had.
Yeah, usually it's the defense that tries to capitalize on the deflections. On that one, it was almost the offense. And for Simmons, it's a simple rollout. You see the routes coming across the field. He just goes for the deepest man, but there are multiple Brighton defenders on that one. Not a lot of opportunity to make a completion. And for the Wildcats, you know, things didn't go in your favor on that drive. And they'll just try to pin this Brighton offense back again one more time.
And the kick is away on the punt, and it will go out of bounds And so Brighton will take over at the 24-yard line. So a decent punt there for Woods Cross to pin Brighton back.
Yeah, better bounce. Nice little hop on that. And as you mentioned, Trevor, it's a tackle that's back there punting. A little bit of an unusual situation, but gets that big boot on it and able to get some momentum. And for this Woods Cross Wildcat defense, it's right back out to business. As your offense goes 3 and out, and they haven't been on the field a ton early on in this game, but Brighton has done a good job of capitalizing on field position and short fields. We'll see if this defense can stand up a little bit here on first down with a long way to go.
So 75 yards in front of him. Palapoy, high snap. Does it get picked up here by Woods Cross? And it does. What a play to be aware of it. And guess who's on it? Tapa Totai.
Yeah, he is a multi-dimensional player. Does a great job of finding the football just like he does on offense. And that's a massive turnover for this Woods Cross Wildcat defense. Instantly puts the offense in scoring territory inside the 20-yard line. What a play.
In the red zone now, just like that for Woods Cross. Simmons, he'll hand off to Tapa Totai. And he'll get about 2 yards on first down. Just chipping away at it.
Yeah, not even an option play on that one. It's just a power sweep as you see the play side guard getting out and trying to pull. Good job by that Brighton defense to play assignment sound and limit the gain. Really what you want to do is you want to get Tapa Totai downhill and try and take advantage of his strength against some of those smaller defenders.
So 2nd and 8 now at the 14. Simmons, he's looking downfield. He's got a man stepping in the end zone. High points it, and it is caught. Touchdown. Marcus stepping into the end zone, gets Woods Cross on the scoreboard.
Marcus stepping with a highlight-worthy catch on a beautiful throw from Jesse Simmons, and the Woods Cross Wildcats put 6 on the board and growl right back into this game.
Got to say, for running a triple option, that was a dime and a catch. Great catch.
Yeah, Jesse Simmons is an impressive athlete, and you can hear the student section. Maybe you can't hear it on the broadcast chanting Marcus Steppin's name, and I get it. He does a great job on defense, catches that one offense. He's the leading receiver for this Woods Cross Wildcat team with 8 receptions and 2 touchdowns on the year. You can see why. Just a beautiful grab. Vince, I'm calling my shot. I think that'll be a highlight tonight.
I think it will be too. Thing about this wideout core here for Woods Cross, for a team that doesn't really throw the ball a lot, they do get a lot of yards. You've got 4 wide receivers, Brian, that have 8 catches or less and all have over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, all average 20 yards per catch. That tell me again why you don't want to play in an option offense, right? To your point, just a great reception there. And for guys who normally have to do a lot of blocking or run in motion, it's a nice reward and a great play call from Coach Benson.
Now back to receive. It's number 3, Jackson Thompson. And also, I believe that's number 16. That's Kaiser Hartel. And that brings up Brighton's offense to the 25-yard line, and really couldn't. I mean, all you could do is go uphill from here after giving the ball up on a high snap.
Yeah, it was one play, one mistake, right? So I think for the Brighton Bengals, everything is okay. Nothing is wrong. We just need to settle back down and get back to what we're doing. And for this Woods Cross Wildcat defense, it's the kind of moment where you're actually excited to get back out on the field now. Try and get another one.
So for Steppen on the season, let's get his stats here after this play. As that is, Cole Haymeyer on the carry. But for Steppen, he has 183 yards coming into this game and now 3 touchdowns. He had 2, now 3 for Marcus Steppen.
Yeah, you didn't think you were going to get math with Trevor and Brian tonight, but here we are.
Wow.
2 + 1 = 3.
Exactly. At least I heard a lot of the time. Not every time, though. As Palapoi, he's got Chase Evans, and it's caught for a deep chunk play. And what a grab there in man-to-man coverage.
Well, just a beautiful catch on a really well-thrown ball there. See Evans make the adjustment. The defender is face guarding the wide receiver. And for everybody at home who's saying, hey, that's a penalty. No, it is not at the high school level.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Dane, for shouting that out to us earlier in the week. Does a great job with the rules. We love our Dane Stewart.
Yeah, Dane putting all the commentators into a group chat and telling us some clarifications on rules is a great thing, as Haymeyer gets a great run there on first down, gain of about 8.
Yeah, speaking of great things, that's a great pickup. And, I want to point out the fact that very first play was an explosive play. Anything above 15 yards, typically considered an explosive play. That's a great way to ensure that you score on a drive. And you can see the energy from Brighton as they get another almost 8-yard gain, 7 yards on that first down carry. Now they're playing with a lot more energy and momentum.
Brian, I don't know if we're going to see Gutierrez tonight. He hasn't come out in the first 4 possessions, as Haymeyer is tackled, it looks like, at about the first down marker, maybe just short. Looks like it'll bring up third and very short, but I don't think we're going to see Gutierrez tonight.
Yeah, we haven't seen Staten Gutierrez tonight, and to your point, it's usually one of those situations where there is no availability report at the high school level.
Nope.
And it could be something that he tweaked in pregame or a prior injury, something that we don't know about. But in the meantime, I think we have to shout out Cole Haymeyer for the job that he's done at running back tonight. Really impressive filling in for Staten Gutierrez.
A low snap there, but Haymeyer, he's swallowed up by 3 Woods Cross players, including that big behemoth in the middle, a defensive tackle. Trying to get his number, but his jersey's rolled up all the way to his chest.
Number 8, Trenton Hemeyer, ball.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
a lot of-
Brian's got the binoculars. I've got the glasses, but I still can't see out of them. 58 is his number, and that is Kerry Brown. Oh, my
yeah.
goodness. I wouldn't want to meet that guy in an alley.
The big junior, 6'4", 360, and you can see there he had a host of Woods Cross defenders around him. Now 4th down.
Now Palapoi, he's got Slade Taylor. Just what a reliable target for Palapoi in this Brighton offense as he picks up the first down.
Yeah, just simple pop pass, but real credit to Rice Palapoi as he stays calm, cool under pressure, finds a receiver downfield. Slade Taylor pulls that catch in, gets the completion, and more importantly, gets the first down so Brighton can keep going.
Minute 40 to go here, and the clock is running here in the second quarter. Both teams have all their timeouts. Palapoi sends a man in motion. He'll do a jet sweep to Vele, excuse me. I was told it was like the former Utah wide receiver.
Yeah, Judah Vele, spelled V-A-L-L-E. You can see that he also has speed like the former Ute receiver, is able to pick up almost 5 yards, it looks like, on that gain. Nice job on the fly sweep.
2nd and 5 now, approaching the red zone. Palapoi going back to the sideline to get the call. Haymeyer goes back to the left, and now he runs up the middle. And he picks up about 2 yards there on 2nd down, so now it brings up 3rd and 3 with a minute 10 to go here with the clock running.
Yeah, Kerry Brown on the tackle again, and impressive job by the big fellow in the middle as he's able to bring down Haymeyer.
Down and 3 yards to go for Brighton.
Now Woods Cross will get the ball, Brighton will get the ball to start the second half, so this could be a big possession here for the Bengals. Palapoi, he's looking to his left, goes out into the flat. He's got Vele, and he gets tackled down at about the 5-yard line. My goodness. Great speed there by the wideout.
Yeah, the name may sound like Devon, but he kind of runs like Britain out there. The way that he was able to wiggle and shake a defender, able to get behind, in front of the initial Woods Cross defender, and just not able to knock that one down. And Vele converts the first down and puts the Bengals into first and goal territory.
Now, the only thing for Vele, can he also be a quarterback? That's the big question.
You know, interesting fact, Trevor, there has been only one player to attempt a pass for the Brighton Bengals this season, and that's been Rice Palapui.
Yes.
So if we do see it tonight, folks, you'll be the first ones to see it.
And it looks like a timeout taken here by Brighton, and it'll be a good time to remind you that after at the end of this game, Brian and I will give out our helmet stickers. Brought to you by Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account with 3.5 annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. But great rewards are just the beginning. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal. Member FDIC. 33.5 to go here in the half. And Brighton knocking on the door at the 4-yard line. First and goal.
And for the Bengals, this becomes a really critical opportunity to try and go back up 2 scores as Woods Cross was able to fight back, get a score up midway through the second quarter.
And handoff, and Tapa Totai trying to rip it out of the running back's hands, but didn't happen. And it looks like another timeout is Haymeyer. And yes, another timeout here for Brighton. We'll go ahead and take it with them. Back after this with the final 25.8 left here in the half. Oh, boy, this could get interesting, Brian. We heard the potential lightning delay, and right now it's over Farmington Bay is what we've been told, which is not where we're at, so that's good. But hopefully it stays away so we could play this great football game.
Yeah, and there's another storm brewing here at the goal line, Trevor, as the Brighton Bengals are threatening to go up 2 scores again. Woods Cross looking for a stand.
Haymeyer in the backfield with Palapui. He hands off, and he rolls into the end zone. Does it look like he's in? I believe he's in. And he is. Touchdown Brighton with 16.8 to go. Haymeyer with his second rushing touchdown of the night.
And Cole Haymeyer has done nothing but run the ball effectively all game long, puts the exclamation point on what was a beautiful drive from the Brighton Bengals with a touchdown right there. And for Brighton, getting right back to business after the turnover with the longest drive of the evening, punctuated with a touchdown for a score.
We'll give it 75 yards, and the PAT is good. So with 16.8 to go here in the half, Brighton now with a 2-touchdown lead, 21-7. And Brian, I'll ask you this: is it more just take a knee and go out, or if you're Woods Cross, you've got all 3 of your timeouts, 16.8, you've got a quarterback who's got a really good arm, surprisingly good arm.
Surprising to us anyways, right?
Yes.
Or to anyone who thinks that triple option quarterbacks aren't excellent passers as well. But to your point, I think it's a field possession question, right? Like if you're able to get a good return on this one, have a good starting point, that limits the opportunity for the defense to make a play and possibly get a score or a scoring opportunity out of it. And so for Woods Cross, I think you wait and see where the ball ends up, then you go from there, maybe run a play or two. Like you said, the benefit that they have is all 3 timeouts on the board right now for Coach Benson, and not a lot of time on the clock, but still plenty of opportunity to at least get a score.
Kicking off is Caden Hansen, the senior kicker. Halabash. And I believe number 10, 88 back there. I was way off. That's Cale MacArthur, and it goes into the back of the end zone, so it'll go out to the 20-yard line. So really 80 yards to go in 16.8. We'll see what Woods Cross does coming out of this, because the one thing that is going against them is that Brighton will get the ball to start the half.
Yeah, and I think this is an opportunity where maybe you just run a simple option play, just your basic bread and butter triple, and see what happens. Maybe you catch that Brighton defense trying to get into the locker room a little bit early, If you do, call a timeout, maybe run one more. But a great job by Hansen to kick that one out of the end zone and pin this Woods Cross offense deep inside the 20-yard line.
And they do hand it off to Tapa Totai. And he gets brought down with a gain of 2. And I think they're just going to let that one run out. And, yep, the players are starting to head towards the locker room, so that will do it. Brian, thoughts on this first half?
Yeah, I think it's a interesting for half in the sense that field position has been the biggest story of the game. When Brighton had good field position, they capitalized. When Woods Cross was able to flip that a little bit, they were able to get some momentum offensively, get a score on the board. But really, as we watch the teams run into the locker room right now, it's all about limiting scoring if you're Woods Cross, and if you're Brighton, just possessing the football and protecting that lead.
All right, so at the half, Brighton with a 21-7 lead. We'll go ahead and take a step aside, and we'll be back with second half action here shortly here on the Rewind Sports Network. For KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of high school football, Trevor Allen, Brian Brown, an extended halftime. We went into a weather delay, lightning delay. It was inevitable, but our friends up at Farmington Davis doing that game dealt with it, and I think Game Night Live was dealing with it as well over at Stansbury, Brian. But we're finally going to kick off the second half now with Brighton up 21-7. Brian, what is the adjustments you want to make if you're both coaches?
I think for both teams right now, as you see the special teams go out to the field, it's about getting your mind right for the second half. It's been almost over a half-hour delay, and so you want to try and re-engage. You almost treat it like it's a brand-new slate. So for Woods Cross, forget about the touchdowns on the board. Get back to what you do on offense, running the ball effectively, ball control. For Brighton on offense, now it's actually continuation of what you were doing in the first half. For this Woods Cross defense, you want to try and get an early 3-and-out stop, try and limit any kind of momentum happening for this Brighton Bengals offense.
And so the delay happened during halftime, so bringing the ball out is Brighton as Woods Cross started the game with the ball. So, Brighton scoring a touchdown at the end of the first half and now have a chance to go up 3 scores if they can get a productive drive going here.
Yeah, and as you talked about in the first quarter, that would be a real game-changing scenario for Woods Cross, right? This is a triple option, run-based offense. It's a ball control offense. Down 3 scores, you almost have to switch to being more of an up-tempo speed offense. Now, you can still run the ball, but it would require you throw. So this is a critical drive coming out of halftime.
Here's Palapoy. He'll hand it off and running, and he's tripped up. A touchdown-saving tackle by Marcus Steppen as Cole Haymeyer was one guy away from breaking away for a touchdown. He's up to the 45-yard line.
Number 8 has been great all night, stepping in place for Staten Gutierrez, who we have yet to see tonight. I don't have any update on his status, but tell you what, he's not going to be missed very long if Cole Haymeyer continues to run that way. A monster gain there on first down.
So a gain of 25 for the Bengals. Now out to the flat is Vele. And he'll pick up about 4 yards on first down right at midfield. They're going to mark him down at the 49.
Yeah, nice little sideline pass there, trying to get the defense to pursue. Just an easier way of wearing them down a little bit. A nice job by the Wildcats to pursue outside there, limit any kind of gain. I believe it was number 13, if I'm not mistaken, for Woods Cross with a tackle there. Good job by Will Starkey.
Palapoy hands off again. And this time they do pick up the first down. I think it's Haymeyer, and it is. And he's had 2 big runs here on this first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and listen, not to take anything away from what Cole Haymeyer has done tonight, but that offensive line from Brighton is doing work. They are opening up holes, getting helmets on helmets, and moving bodies. Really, really putting in the work in the run game tonight.
It's almost looking like that first drive of the first quarter for Brighton, where they've just been able to control the game on the ground. And then they did have a drive in the second quarter where it was hampered by penalties, and right on cue, there's a false start.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it was a drive that ended up going backwards more than it did forwards, and so we'll see if that's part of this game evolution for the Bengals, that they can overcome that. It does put them behind in the sticks, and last time that put them even further in the hole, as we saw a couple of miscues. And realistically for the Bengals, it's been, for the most part, mistake-free game. Just one turnover.
And that was off of a high snap as Haymeyer shoots through like a rocket, and he picks up the first down and then some. What a run
yeah, it looked like
on
he
that first and long.
Shot out of a cannon on that one, didn't he? A big pickup, a 20-yard gain, and when you're able to get explosive plays on the ground, that is very telling about the mindset of this Brighton Bengals football team.
It's kind of like when you're playing the video game College Football 26, where your running back's feeling it and ends up getting a couple of carries, and just that one carry, he just burst through like he got turbo or something.
Yeah, I'm going to date myself, but he's in the zone right now.
There you go. And that is incomplete. It looks like he was trying to go for a screen pass there on the outside.
Just a bit outside on that one was Rice Palapoi as it flies over the head of his receiver. And people at home may be watching wondering, why is it that you're throwing sideline to sideline after such a big run? And realistically, it's a long-term play because you want to get that defense pursuing and wearing down even more. It's just an easy way to make them move and work harder.
Slade Taylor, the tight end, is down at the bottom of your screen, but they hand it off to Haymeyer, and he is stopped by Valami Tapatotai, and it looks like we have a flag as well. And also number 7 is Ryan Miller.
And Tapatotai, he can do it all, as we talked about. A powerful runner on the offensive side of the ball, but he's made a lot of plays from that edge position on defense, and see how valuable he is to this Woods Cross football team.
We'll get the call here from our head referee. Oh, looks like nothing. They're just going to run the clock. So 3rd down and 12 here for Brighton. This is a big play here for Woods Cross on defense. As the crowd that came back from the lightning delay is here. Not as big of a crowd, but still good chunk. As Palapoi goes deep to Jace Evans, and he catches it with ease into the end zone. Touchdown, Brighton on a 32-yard strike.
Jace wins the race into the end zone, and Rice hits him in stride as Brighton starts the second half the same way they finished the first, with a touchdown.
Beautiful strike there, 32-yard touchdown. That is the first passing touchdown, or excuse me, second. Slade Taylor had the first touchdown through the air, but Palapoi now with 2 touchdowns through the air. And the PAT is good, and that makes it 28-7. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back after this here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back. 28-7 is our score with 8:48 to go here in the third quarter. Trevor Allen, Brian Brown here with you. And Brian, I'll tell you this. For a long delay, and it really wasn't that long. I mean, I know other schools are probably
in the grand scheme of lightning delays, not a long one.
It wasn't a long time. I will say, if I was to ever be stuck in another lightning delay, it would want to be with you, Brian Brown. And Parker, my son, who's keeping score here for you.
Production assistant?
Yeah, production assistant. He's a big fan of yours as well.
Yeah, for the people who are watching at home but don't see inside the booth, it is because I brought snacks, first and foremost. And we've got a solid snack selection. I like to make sure that these games you want to bring energy, you want to do a good job, and so we try to stay as well prepared as possible. And I'm excited to be here tonight with both of you. It's been a fun time, even though we had a delay. And these games are always a joy to call, no matter what happens and what the result is.
Now here comes the Woods Cross offense with Jesse Simmons down 3 scores. We'll see how if they change their style of offense, they play that triple option. And Simmons goes out on the option, and he picks up a really solid first down on first down.
Yeah, not a lot of pivot from the style of offense, but really a lot of pulling there from the quarterback. And we talk about it goes dive, goes keep, it goes pitch. And Jesse Simmons, an outstanding athlete, does a great job of pulling on that one and getting the first down.
So a gain of 11 on that play. And it will move the sticks with the clock running. And he hands off to Tapa Totai. And he gets about 4 yards on first down, so staying ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we talk about how powerful a runner is, but he's also really quick to get to the spot. He was almost 4 yards down the field before the defense even had a chance to react. Just a real perfect fit for Coach Brody Benson's option scheme.
So they give him 5 on first down, now at the 36-yard line with just under 8 minutes to go here, clock running. Brian, would you say that this is a almost must-score a touchdown drive here for Woods Cross?
I would say so. I mean, we're still kind of early in the third quarter, but you need to be productive with his drive for sure.
As Simmons looks for his receiver, and I believe, it hits the ground, incomplete. Halbash on the he's the intended receiver, but it hits the ground, so it goes incomplete.
Tough throw there for Simmons as he's rolling to the outside, has a receiver coming back to him. Just real hard to get any kind of platform to throw off of. So you're just relying on raw strength and being able to really flick that ball. He's just not able to get it there in time. And I think to your point with this, the way the passing game is designed in an option offense, it does make it difficult to really move the ball in quick chunks.
So 3rd down and 5 here. And it looks like he's going to keep Simmons, and he gets to the first down marker. Big-time play there on 3rd down for Jesse Simmons.
Yeah, and really, Woods Cross still has plenty of time to try and get back into this one. You don't need to take too much time, or you don't need to speed things up too much. You may want to look into going tempo a little bit here if you cross the 50-yard line. Maybe going a little bit quicker in terms of your pace, but the offense is still moving the ball effectively. It's just, can your defense get a stop here?
So now first down at the 41. And they do hand it off to Tapa Totai, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. But with forward progress, he does get back to the line of scrimmage.
And really, we haven't seen a lot of that from him all game long. He's done a good job of falling forward, the kind of running back that Kyle Whittingham would love. Has that forward lean, that forward momentum. But, to credit to this Brighton Bengals defense, they've done a fantastic job tonight of limiting an offense that you don't often see.
So 2nd and 10. And they're crediting Levi Taisi with that tackle as they go to the outside. I believe that's Ryan Miller, and it is. Mm-hmm. And he gets about half the yards to that first down marker.
Number 7, Ryan Miller.
Nice job there by the junior as we get a whistle here from the officials. It does look like there's a penalty marker down. I believe it's on the far side there.
Yeah, and the Woods Cross offense is moving back, which it's holding on the offense.
Holding called against the Wildcats.
A big call there.
Yeah, I mean, one of those mistakes that Woods Cross really just can't afford. You've got a good drive going. It's probably a situation where a guy just took a wrong step, maybe reached out too much for a little too much jersey. This offense is pretty disciplined, so you don't normally see a lot of that, especially in the run game.
So now it's 2nd and 20. Now they pitch out, and Jarrett is just stuffed in the back. Great play there by number 25, A.J. Enigbo.
Yeah, Enigbo, just a freshman, but a highly thought-of player for this Brighton defense, and it's a great job coming up from – he's at the safety position, but, when you're defending option, safety really comes down as more of a box player a lot of the time, and it kind of depends on the alignment. You can see he's almost like a field side corner the way they have things aligned.
So a loss of 3 on 3rd down. Simmons drops back. He's looking deep and goes into quadruple coverage. And it is incomplete, almost picked off there by number 7. Sofele Hansen.
And there are a lot of traffic in that area, multiple Woods Cross receivers, multiple Brighton defenders. And you can see Simmons has got plenty of arm, able to get it there, just not able to get it home. And, we'll wait and see what the full result of this punt is, but you almost wouldn't have minded an interception at that point if it meant that you had a chance to convert the first down. It's a nearly 40-yard throw.
Yeah. And that's about, depending on the bounce, what they get here. It's, I would say, probably about 5 to 6 yards difference.
Yeah, incredible how that works out, but for Woods Cross, again, you want to take a shot and try and see if you can generate any kind of momentum. Really, the last thing you wanted to do on that drive was give the ball back to Brighton without points. Now their defense is up against it. They have to get a stop here, Trevor.
Yes, they do, because we're getting close to that mercy rule as well when you get up by 5 touchdowns. Right now it's 3, but still. And it looks like the rain's starting to come down again. We wouldn't know. We're down in the cozy press box. Big thanks to our cameraman Quentin for the setup.
And shout out to the Woods Cross administration for having us tonight. Always appreciate our partners letting us come and broadcast. Wind, rain, shine, we do it everywhere, but we're always grateful to have a nice booth as well.
As long as the lights are on as well.
There you go.
Is that Bailey? That is Bailey on the carry, and he gets a good pickup there on second down.
And Bailey, just a sophomore, you have to think that his future for this Brighton program is really bright. A little bit of a smaller player, but he's got a lot of good wiggle to him, very shifty. It's a lot of that fast twitch fiber. I like this action with him in the backfield a little bit, trying to get a little more speed.
Tell you what, though, Brian, as Vele gets that carry again, and he gets about to the line of scrimmage once again. But if you look up and down these playmakers for Brighton, you've got Palapoy, who's a junior. You've got Vele, who's a sophomore. And you've got some of these other guys that are not seniors. And that is going to bode well for Coach Cetera.
Yeah, it really does. This is a program that's tried to build depth from within and develop players. And you see a lot of younger guys. You mentioned Enigbo, who's starting as just a freshman. You see Palapoy drop back.
And almost picked off and almost grabbed as well. And on the coverage there is number 21 for Woods Cross. That's Wyatt Hunter. And that was intended for, is that Vele? No, that is number 16. That is Kaiser Hertel.
Yeah, that was a massive, massive stop for this Woods Cross defense. Almost got the interception. You're going to get the punt return anyways. We'll see if they can make something special happen here in the return game.
Pretty much same thing that happened to Brighton is now happening for Woods Cross. We'll see if maybe it would have been better just to get the pick as the punt is away. And I would say they're pretty close to each other both times here. On those punts, it's come pretty close to where the pick would have happened.
I don't know if you can see it on the broadcast, but where the far sideline judge is standing is almost where the play happened originally. But I think the unique part of that was a weird kick on the punt and almost bounced in favor of, it did bounce in favor for Woods Cross. It almost hit a Brighton player in the process. Good job of coaching there from Coach Benson, though, because a lot of times players will be in traffic. It used to be a fire call, poison, whatever it is. I think those teams that are well coached always try to identify that and try and prevent as many catastrophes as possible.
I'll ask you again, Brian, is this a must-score touchdown here for Woods Cross?
It is from here on out for the Wildcats. And how they get it done, whether it's in the run game or the pass game.
Simmons holds on to it, and had he handed off to Tapa Totai, it would have been for a loss, but at least he gets back to the line of scrimmage for Simmons.
And I think that's been the most impressive part of the night for me with this Brighton defense is they've just limited everything. Tapa Totai is the number one rusher for this Wildcat team. He's got 870 yards on the season. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, well over that number now after tonight, I'm sure. But they've done a good job of limiting Simmons and also Tayan Halbach.
And now Simmons is rolling back out to his right. He'll get up to the 30 and down to about the 35-yard line, and he will pick up the first down. What a scramble and run there for Simmons.
Well, he's a dangerous player, and that's part of why I think they love that rollout pass. Is because if you can get him out in the open field, he's big, he's strong, he's fast, but he can also make guys miss. Does a great job of picking up the first down. Right now, Woods Cross has done a good job of moving the football. I think the bigger enemy for them is the clock.
And right now, the bigger enemy for our production assistant is sour Skittles, because he just had all powder just now.
They're well earned.
Just look on his face. Simmons pitches it out. Probably should have kept it. And Tapa Totai is tackled for a big loss of, I'm going to say, at least 4.
That's a nice job by Coach Sotera and his staff. It looked like they came with a run blitz on that one. At the very least, a good job by that defense of reading everything. Shout out to Frankie Sotera, the defensive coordinator, bringing it at the right time. And you mentioned it looked like Simmons should have kept it. I think it was actually a designed pitch play on that one, not able to do so. And they capture the Wildcats in the backfield for a loss.
2 minutes to go here. Clock running in the third quarter. 2nd and 14 here for Woods Cross. Simmons drops back. He's looking deep once again. He's got Halbash, and it's caught, and he's down to the 10, and he's gone. Touchdown, Woods Cross.
The rainbow always follows the storm, and that was a rainbow throw from Jesse Simmons as he finds Tayan Halbash wide open for 6. And it's a party in the end zone for the Woods Cross Wildcats as they claw their way back into this one.
That was bread in the basket type of touchdown for Halbash, and we haven't really called his name much just because he's been getting shut down. Brighton's done a good job defensively.
They have, yeah. It's been an impressive effort, and we talked at the beginning of the broadcast that you have to limit those explosive plays. Brighton just not able to get it done as I believe it's Tion Halbach was able to outrun everybody on that one. Shout out to the student section for chanting his name, but showcased some elite speed on that one and even better hands. And it was nothing but open field for him and a beautiful touchdown throw from Jesse Simmons when the Wildcats needed it the most.
67-yard touchdown there for Halbash from Jesse Simmons. And that is Simmons' second passing touchdown of the night. The first one came from Marcus Steppen in the second quarter. That was a beautiful dime into the back of the end zone. But haven't been able to get into the end zone on the ground, though, for Woods Cross, which is kind of surprising.
It really is, and I think some of it is just because they've been able to catch Brighton behind the defenders, and a lot of that is selling out, trying to stop the run game. We've seen a good job from that defensive backfield from Brighton, limiting the gains in the rushing attack. Oh, we have an onside kick.
Onside kick, and it's picked up by Brighton. The hands team, I guess, but that would be number 24. That's Tegan Fisher.
Yeah, I don't know if that was even the hands team as much as it was just really sharp awareness there from Tegan Fisher, number 24, the backup running back.
Is that something where you're telling your special teams unit, hey, just watch out just in case they might try and go for one here?
100%, yeah. If you're a special teams coordinator, that's a great teaching point right there, that it's an opportunity for them to try and get an easy pickup. And I like the call from Coach Benson. The execution was there. It was just a great play by Tegan Fisher. He was able to get the recovery.
Palapoy hands off. Oh, and a push. A little extracurricular activity. I don't know if he was flopping, though. I think some of the flopping that happens in other sports are starting to leak into football.
Yeah, big fella flying backwards like that is a pretty tough.
It takes a lot.
There's a lot of inertia to generate with that one. I shout out number 10, Hayden Thorne, with a great tackle there for the Wildcats.
I believe that's Haymeyer next to Palapoy in the gun. It is, and he'll take the handoff. And he'll take his time before he's tackled by number 50 for Woods Cross, and that is Braden Haas.
Yeah, shout out Braden Haas. as he has the cowboy collar out there. Old school linebacker
You'll love
with
to
the
see
neck
it.
roll. You do love to see it. Playing like an old school tough middle linebacker, just taking on blockers and making tackles. Now 3rd down for Brighton.
40 seconds and counting. Palapoi overthrows Vele, but he was covered as well over there. So if he would have caught it, he would have probably gone to the sticks, but not much farther.
Yeah. Palapoi may have had a receiver deeper down the field, but you saw the pressure in his face. He had to get rid of it, had to make a decision, and now Brighton up, ready to go for it here on 4th down.
4th and 5. Maybe they're trying to jump him off sides. And Coach, I think, is going to use a timeout. He is.
We've got a timeout on the field. Timeout called by
You think that was maybe planned?
It's hard to say. You know, there was a lot of action and a lot of movement up front. It may have been a design play, to your point, trying to get Woods Cross to jump in any way they possibly can. But, you know, clearly taking the timeout. We'll see what they come out with from 4th down. For 4th down here, it's, you mentioned no man's land. It's kind of no man's territory here.
Yeah.
For the Brighton Bengals, as they're at the 44-yard line. Too long for a field goal, possibly too short for a punt. We had a visitor?
Yeah, it's some bug. I guess that's what happens when you don't have a screen on your window. But you don't have to close it. It's fine. We actually welcome nature here in the booth.
Yeah, we're lucky to be inside tonight for sure. But I think, as you pointed out, Trevor, I think it was just miscommunication. Brighton comes back out, going to go for it here on 4th down, barring some kind of pooch punt from Rice Palapoi.
So 4th and 5, it looks like, a pooch punt. And solid for a quarterback. I know Cam Rising at Utah used to do that a lot and was very, very effective at it.
Yeah, Riley Jensen even at Utah State. Long history of pooch kickers. Not a bad gain in that regards. Probably would have been better off just kicking it directly into the end zone based on the fact that it goes to the 25-yard line. So you can argue if it's better to just go ahead and punt it at that point. I'm not sure really. I like the idea of a pooch punt if you can execute it well, but I think the bigger storyline coming out of that is now Woods Cross getting the ball back with 28 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter with an opportunity to score and pull even closer.
Now, they do hand off to Tapa Totai. Cuts to the outside and back in. And he busts through 3 guys before he gets up to about the 46-yard line. What a run by Tapa Totai.
Find that man his scepter. That's an angry run if I've ever seen one. Cuts outside, finds more defenders, runs through them, runs around them, shakes, jukes, jives all the way for a monster gain for the Woods Cross Wildcats.
And that will probably do it. I don't know. There's 5 seconds on the clock. See if they can get the play off before the end of the quarter, and they do. And they hand it off to Tapa Totai once again, and he just steamrolls before a flag is thrown, but he's probably a yard away from that 1st down marker, but my goodness, back-to-back bulldozing runs
Just
by Tapa Totai.
Incredible run by Tapa Totai. And you see that penalty marker come in late in the pile. It usually indicates that it's going to be a face mask. We'll see. Maybe it's something else, but this crew will huddle up and make a call, and we'll be back for 4th quarter action with a driving Wildcat offense that has taken over this second half.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll let you know what happens on that penalty after this here on the Rewind Sports Network. Final 12 minutes of action here at Woods Cross High School. Trevor Allen, Brian Brown with you. And Brian, they called a face mask on Brighton there on that last play, so that sets them up at the 40-yard line for Woods Cross.
Yeah, the rare incidental face mask, just a 5-yarder, as you see the handoff to Viliami, and he rumbles again.
Rumble, stumble, and bumble all the way down for a 1st down. He's had 3 great runs in the last 3 plays.
Yeah, we talk about that forward lean. He almost is Jerome Bettis-esque, the way he just runs over defenders. Just a powerful runner. We get a timeout here, I believe. Is that? Oh, no, sorry, my mistake.
Oh, I guess it was a 1 on time down.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and take another timeout. Back with the fourth quarter after this here on KSLSports.com.
With a Tab Spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Now we will start the fourth quarter. 28-14, big-time run as they go back to Tapa Totai, and Brian's defense made sure that he wouldn't get past that defensive line and brought down on the initial contact by Grady Bell.
Yeah, still able to pick up a few yards, and I think the bigger takeaway from that last little segment was how many yards Woods Cross was able to gain before the end of the third quarter, marching almost all the way down the field, able to conserve clock, now threatening to score. Whether or not that Brighton defense can stop them will be the next part of the story.
Tapa Totai goes to the outside, evades one tackle, now two. He gets to the 10, and then he's down at about the 7-yard line. Great cut outside, and able to break a couple of tackles on that.
We got a whistle here. I don't see any penalty flags. Looks like
there is a helmet off. Grady Bell's helmet came off, and it's in the end zone. Or near the end zone. I think it's at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, so we'll wait for the officials on that one, but I want to go back to just everything that Viliami Tapatotai did on that play. He's going to the outside, almost half hurdles a defender, turns on the Jets. It's a 20-yard gain. Seems like Woods Cross is backing up on this one. I don't know what the call is going to be. But what a run by Vili Tapatotai.
The penalty is on Brighton, so I'm guessing.
Half the distance.
It's half the distance. So that will now bring out first and goal at the 3-yard line.
Illegal participation call against Brighton.
Yeah, so illegal participation, meaning too many men on the field. It's a huge penalty for Brighton, but an even bigger benefit for Woods Cross is they have less than 5 yards to get in the end zone.
And into the end zone, touchdown, Woods Cross. Viliama Tapa Totai for the first time tonight.
Well, they rode the bus all the way into the end zone on that one, Trevor. Viliami Tapatotai with an exclamation point on a drive that was almost entirely on his back. What an impressive run. And Woods Cross is right back in the fight.
2 unanswered touchdowns. And that PAT is through. And with that, Viliami Tapatotai with 11 rushing touchdowns on the season, Brian. 11 rushing touchdowns, and that is, in and of itself, just a great accomplishment for the senior fullback / running back / defensive end.
Yeah, and just the slashes alone kind of make you pause and think just how much he does for this Woods Cross football team. I have to imagine that he's well over 100 yards tonight, and he has almost single-handedly gotten the Wildcats back into this. That drive was all Viliami, and you can feel the energy back on the sideline, back in the crowd. It's been a lot of adversity for this Wildcat program to overcome tonight. Early hole, we've been fighting back the entire time, and we've got ourselves a game.
Yeah, it was looking like it might have been getting out of hand a little bit, but Woods Cross on defense has been making plays, and then on offense, really stepping up the run game behind Viliami Tapa Totai.
Yeah, and we'll wait to see what Brighton can do with some momentum here.
And it's picked up by number 16, Kaiser Hertel, and he's able to get out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Yeah, they'll mark him at the 21. So 11:07 to go here in the game, and Woods Cross is in it. Just need a stop, but for Brighton, you got to be able to get a touchdown here, or at least a field goal.
Yeah, I think points is a premium for sure for the Brighton Bengals, but you have to possess the football in this drive, milk that clock as much as you possibly can, and try and add to the lead.
Haymeyer in the backfield. And he will take the handoff, and he is tackled for a loss. And that is number 57, Napa'a Tuiaki Pimahu.
And just a great job by Woods Cross defense to limit Haymeyer on that one, who's been so impressive tonight. For Rice Palapoi, this is going to be one of those growth drives.
Jet sweep to Vele. Cuts to the outside behind a few tackles and is able to get a good push before going down to the ground, and is able to get back probably, I would say, 6 yards.
Yeah, and that's what you really love to see out of Judah Vele. Just able to stretch that defense and get 5 yards, try and open up the play call sheet a little bit more. We'll see what Brighton does. For Rice Palapoi, this is one of those moments, an opportunity to shine.
3rd and 5. Palapoi throws to Vele, and it's deflected and dropped. Number 22, Sam Barr on that coverage there, and that'll bring out the punt unit for Brighton.
Great coverage by Sam Barr on the shifty Vele, tightly on the receiver. Palapoi tries to squeeze it into a tight window. It bounces off Vele's pads. Now Brighton going to kick the ball away, and you can feel that momentum continuing to shift in favor of the Woods Cross Wildcats.
And now the Wildcats have a chance to tie this game. And the punt is fielded by Halbosh, and he picks up at the 44-yard line, so just before midfield, Brian. And right now, if you're Woods Cross, it's pretty much handed off to Tapa Totai, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and maybe that's part of what the strategy was, is you go to your bell cow on that drive and try and work in some of Jesse Simmons on this one. I would not be surprised to see them maybe throw the ball here on first down, just knowing how effective he was on the ground that previous drive. Maybe catch this Brighton defense off guard a little bit.
So a ball at the 44-yard line. Hand off to Tapa Totai. Spins and stumbles and gets down to midfield. And then some. He gets to the 49-yard line in Brighton territory.
He is just so hard to bring down, and I think it's one of those skill sets we really don't talk about a lot with running backs. We talk about speed, talk about their ability to make moves, right? He's just hard to tackle. He's a big load. He's able to actually spin his way for a few extra yards there. And now 2nd and short. This Wildcat offense is playing with a ton of momentum.
9:20 to go here, and he is stopped right in his tracks. The defense was already in the backfield before they got the handoff to him, and it was led by number 92, Jackson Nettleton.
Yeah, they just had enough at that point. You can see defensive coordinator Frankie Sotera well out on the field over there. In the orange smock, if you will. Quarter zip, not exactly sure what to call it. He's trying to urge on his guys to get a stop here, as it's now 3rd and long, a big possession.
6 yards to go here. Play action, drops back. Simmons got some time. He's throwing deep, and there is a pass interference call. Marcus Steppen was he was the intended receiver, but number 23, that's Trey Harper, is going to be called for pass interference.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. Just a nice job by number 2 there for Woods Cross. Eli Bodell, big target there at 6'3", 160. And that's a big penalty. I believe that's a spot. Is that a spot? No. Okay. For a second there, it looked like they were going all the way to the spot of the foul. And it was just a monster pickup on third down for this Woods Cross football team.
8:40 to go. Ball at the 37-yard line. Simmons under center. Tapa Totai. Along with Ryan Miller. Pitches it out to Miller. He cuts to the outside. He gets to the 35 and out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Great pickup there on first down.
Yeah, nifty bit of running there from number 7 Ryan Miller, and he doesn't get the ball a ton by comparison. Well, the fourth leading rusher on the team, 24 rushes, but he's been good when he gets the ball in his hands. Has 2 touchdowns on the season, and see him just kind of dip inside and then give a little head fake and come back outside for the extra yardage.
2nd and 4 with 8:34 to go. Simmons goes to Tapa Totai. He cuts to the outside once again, and he's tripped up, but not before getting the first down. Big time run there by Vilami Tapa Totai.
And this is exactly how Coach Brody Benson wants things to go. They want to keep moving the football and moving the clock. They are wearing down that Brighton defense. And that was a play where in the first half they would have had Tapa Totai near the line of scrimmage tackled. Now he's able to string it out and pick up the first down.
8:08 to go and counting. At the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Hands off to Tapa Totai, and he gains maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, met by a slew of Brighton defenders on that one. Again, just a simple option play. You go to the dive player, and Brighton does a good job of stopping it, but you can see every single time those players are just a little bit slower to get up, and this is where a heavy dose of the run game really plays in the favor of Woods Cross.
Brian, we haven't seen these chunk yard runs until we got out of the lightning delay, and really over the last 2 drives from Vilami Tapa Totai. What's really led to that?
I think a lot of it was just Brighton came out and scored quickly, and it looked like the defense let up just a little bit. Some of it is the composure of this Woods Cross offense, right? They stuck with what got them there, had a few nice plays. The big explosive touchdown definitely helped a lot, but now you're starting to see the effects of rushing the ball that much, and it's why teams and programs that run this triple option embrace it so much, because it is truly wear you down power football, and it gives you an opportunity to win when it's done right.
A timeout taken by Coach Benson. Still has 2 left, 7:17 to go. We'll go ahead and keep it here. And, Brian, it's it's kind of crazy tonight with all the lightning delays that we've had across the state. And I know our friends up north, just of us, is Farmington Davis. They're in another delay.
Ooh.
So if you were watching that game, welcome. Going a little bit south. We got a good one here of what was 28-7 heading into late in the third quarter is now a 1-score game here for Brighton.
Yeah, and it's really been Woods Cross just fighting their way back into it after Brighton came out, scored on that first possession, much the same way they did in the first half.
So 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line. Simmons drops back. He's looking deep for Halbosh, and he overthrows the receiver, but good coverage there by 2 Brighton DBs.
Yeah, and that's a safe overthrow there. He's thrown to the corner. Give your receiver an opportunity to run underneath it if he can. They just throw it out there. He had a lot of pressure coming from the backside, some from the front side, play side as well, and it looked like maybe he almost thought that ball was going to get tipped out of his hands, but he's just a strong thrower. Really powerful arm.
There was a guy coming on his backside. If he would have waited probably another second, he would have been sacked.
Yep.
Tapa Totai is able to pick up a couple of yards on third down, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. So what do you do here?
Yeah, it looks like that was a play call that Coach Benson made with the idea that they were going to go for it here on 4th down, and that offense is staying on the field. I think the question is what do you have in your bag in terms of play calls? And we've seen that rollout pass be pretty effective, especially with the ability that Jesse Simmons has to scramble and run. At 4th and long like this, I just have a hard time believing that they're going to run option.
4th and 8. So only a pickup of 1 for Tapa Totai on third down. A big play here.
Oh, no.
And it looks like false start on Woods Cross. Does that change what you do now?
I think it does make you rethink things a little bit, but really what it comes down to is how much confidence do you have in your kicker. That's still a pretty long field goal, and right now the way things are going, you maybe get one more possession out of this one, so it doesn't look like it's going to change Coach Benson's decision to go for it. It may adjust the play call ever so slightly, though.
Marcus Allred's the kicker, and his longest is 37 yards.
So at this point, well outside of his range.
It'd be a 46-yard field goal right now. Simmons throwing deep. He's got Steppen into the end zone, and it is incomplete. And he's looking for a flag, and they're not going to call it. Great play there by Brighton.
Yeah, Steppen almost caught it off the ground. I see a lot of jostling there, and I see him asking for the flag from the official. I think there's just too much mutual contact. There's both guys trying to fight for position. I kind of like the known call in that instance. The ball goes over on downs, and now for Woods Cross, it gets real tight here if you're on defense. You've got to get a stop, and you've got to get it quick.
I got to say, the hand fighting between a DB and a wide receiver is kind of like block charge call in basketball.
That's a good point. Often go either way.
And now tuck and run is Palapoi. And he picks up the first down and then some before trucking a Woods Cross defender for the first down, and he's going to be marked down at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it's just a simple QB draw, and it mentioned that Rice Palapoi is an adequate runner. He's also pretty nifty. You see him avoid a few defenders on that one, kind of hurdle one, and you just don't want to run him that often because he is such a big part of your offense, but it's a good job of picking up that first down and getting this Brighton offense moving.
So 1st and 10 with 5:50 to go and the clock running. Coach Benson has 2 timeouts, as does Coach Satera. And Haymeyer is stopped right in its tracks and nearly got away from it, but great job by sticking with it. I believe that's number 50, Braden Haas on that tackle.
Yeah, and just a great job of flying up from his middle linebacker position.
It was definitely the neck roll.
Yeah. You mentioned he's a throwback player, and he really hit hard on that one, almost Zach Taylor-esque. Zach Thomas, excuse me. Zach Taylor was a character on Home Improvement. It's a sign
Yes,
that I'm
he was.
getting old and it's getting late.
Hey, it's okay. I knew what you were talking about. Palapoi throws out to the flat to Vele on the screen, and there is a holding. I saw it coming right there. I believe number 1, Mason Linton, was holding on the outside, so that one's coming back.
And Brighton, good thing that Vele was able to reel that one in because it looked like that pass actually went almost a little backwards. Was able to corral it, and once it gets out in the flat, holding penalty on the mate there, just going to negate this one, bring it back. And that's the kind of break that Woods Cross was hoping for after Brighton came out from that last series with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it was holding on a little too long. That was pretty clear because it was over here onto the near side where both of us had a clear view of that.
Just a little too much jersey, too much outstretched arm.
Too much love and positivity.
Easy call for the refs to make. Easy call for us to make.
Yeah,
You can never have too much love and positivity, though.
definitely don't. Palapoi going deep. He's got Evans again, and it's incomplete. Great coverage there by number 12. That's Shaden Jarrett.
Yeah, it was a wonderful job of coverage. See him get his hands in there at the very end and jar that ball loose. A nice throw by Rice Palapoi as he finds his receiver, gives him every opportunity to come down with a catch, and Woods Cross just able to knock that one away. Huge shout out again to Shaden Jarrett on that one.
Telling you what, Brian, over here on the south mountains right here, south end of the field, there's some big lightning strikes. It's not within the radius, but my goodness, it's getting close. We have 4:50 to go here as Palapoi is stopped. Big time stop there again by Braden Haas.
Yeah, he's trying to avoid the rush of Napa. Tuakapi Mahu forced inside right into the teeth of that Woods Cross Wildcat defense, and this is going to be a punt situation now for the Brighton Bengals. For Woods Cross, that's exactly what you wanted to do. 4:19 left on the clock, so you have enough time to try and equalize it. To your point, though, Trevor, can you outlast the Lightning?
You can. It's pretty blatantly clear, but I think they're trying to hurry and get this game in. It's 4 minutes to go and counting, and a favorable bounce there for Woods Cross as they will start with possession at the 36-yard line. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with the final 4 minutes after this here on KSLSports.com.
Welcome back to the UCCU Saving Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to his debit card anytime.
Back to live action. 4:01 to go. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line is Woods Cross. Hand off to Tapa Totai. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great job clogging the lane there by Brighton's defensive line.
Yeah, and really impressive effort because Viliami Tapototai has been the motor of this offense for most of the second half here. Tackled down there for no gain. So great job by that Brighton defensive front.
So 2nd and 10. Hands off to Tapa Totai. He gets 5 yards right there on 2nd down, probably 6 actually. Big time run there from the senior.
And that gets him back on schedule now. 3rd and about 5 here for Woods Cross and what is, I'm assuming, 2-down territory. Looks like we're going to have a timeout here.
I think it's a delay. I bet we're going to a delay. Yep, players are heading for the locker room.
You guessed it, fans. Lightning delay.
With 3:05 to go,
Delay.
go into another lightning delay. We'll be back in about 30 minutes here on KSLSports.com. Brown here with you for the final 3:05 to go here in the 4th quarter. And Brian, 2nd delay. And we're almost approaching 4 hours of being here. But Woods Cross has a chance to tie or take the lead here on this final drive.
It's the best 4 hours of the week. I'm so glad that we get to finish this one off. A lot of games being called off early tonight. We've got a fantastic finish ahead of us. And you can tell that both sides, Trevor, are fired up to finish this one. The diehard fans are still here. We got 3 minutes left to go and a lifetime to remember.
So it's 3rd and 4. Ball is at the 43-yard line in Woods Cross territory. Big play here. Simmons rolls out. And he's got his man. That's Ryan Miller. And he gets down to the 30 and pushed out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Ryan Miller right out of the gates.
Boy, Woods Cross came out fired up, and Jesse Simmons did not skip a beat. Finds his receiver wide open in the flat. Converts the 1st down and more. And Wildcats pick him up right where they left off, driving the ball down the field.
Coming out of the first delay, it was Brighton who was playing well. And then now it's Woods Cross as Tapa Totai. He was tackled in the backfield, but he managed to get back to the line of scrimmage and actually managed to gain 1 yard.
And we talked about how the goal of this offense is to wear down your opponent. Brighton's now had almost 40 minutes in the locker room to try and recover, rest up, and these are young kids, young players. They're able to bounce back quickly. I expect that this is going to be an intense finish.
2:25 to go, clock's running. Each team has 2 timeouts left. It's 2nd and 9 at the 31-yard line. Simmons under center. He'll hand off to Tapa Totai. And he is, I don't know how, he's able to get, looks like about 3 or 4 yards on that when it looked like he was going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It looked like he was stopped. Just keeps that leg drive going. It's one of those for what if there are any young players at home still watching at this point. a little note for you or even us older players. You know, this is a 53-year-old playing college now, so
Yeah.
you never know. But just a great example of keeping those legs moving.
3rd and 5. Another big third down here. Simmons drops back. He's looking deep. He's got a man and it's dropped, and then it was deflected. Dax Matheson on the coverage. It was intended for number 10, Hayden Thorne.
Yeah, not sure if it was the lighting or it looked like that ball fluttered a little bit coming out of Simmons' hand. I wonder if maybe, there is a lot of moisture on the field, possibly a little bit on the ball. We'll have to keep an eye on that situation. But more importantly, Trevor, it is 4th down. We are at the critical breaking point for this game.
92 seconds to go here in this one. 4th and 5. Ball at the 27-yard line. Miller in motion. And it's dropped, incomplete, as Simmons was hit from behind by Grady Bell. And it's a turnover on downs.
What an incredible stop from this Brighton Bengals defense. You see the pressure coming from the backside. Simmons takes the hit right as he throws. Ball falls just a little bit short of the receiver. Great call. Just not able to get the ball there, and Brighton takes over on downs, and with only 2 timeouts left, you just wonder how much can Woods Cross stop the Brighton Bengal offense, try and get the ball back.
1:27 to go, 2 timeouts for Coach Benson. Powell hands off to Heemeyer. And he gets about 5 yards on 1st down. That's a pretty big pickup, especially when you're trying to run out the clock.
And not only that, but just kept the legs going, kept the pile moving. So where he only picked up maybe an additional yard, that clock kept on ticking, forced Coach Benson into calling a timeout there. And you see this Woods Cross defense, which has done such an outstanding job here in the second half after allowing that initial score. Can they get one more stop here?
It is doable, right? Because he does have one more timeout. But with the play clock lining up, I don't know. Is it possible?
Yeah, I think you're going to be really close in terms of how much time left of the clock. So if you have maybe 8 to 10 seconds per play, right? So that would take you down to a minute. And then you have another 40 seconds with the play clock to try and get to 4th down. So you may be able to get the ball back with 15, 20 seconds max. You have to get the stop here first.
There's a lot at stake in this game. The winner is in the driver's seat for the Region 6 title. Heemeyer, he gets the 1st down. That might do it. That was a big pickup on 2nd down. And Heemeyer has had himself a day. A night, I guess.
Start to finish, it has been an impressive performance by Cole Heemeyer, senior running back, linebacker, stepping up, filling the void by Staten Gutierrez. Again, we don't have any information on why he didn't play tonight. I tell you what, an impressive effort from Heemeyer and this offensive line for the Brighton Bengals as they're now firmly in control of this one.
50 seconds to go and counting. I believe Coach Benson's out of timeouts. Hands off. He picks up about a yard, but that really sucks the life out of this crowd that has stuck around for all this time.
And there
it
was
looks like Brighton's going to go home victorious.
And you can see a little bit of a scuffle there on the far sideline, and this is one of those times where the frustration starts to show. You can tell both of these teams competing so hard tonight. As Woods Cross does take their final timeout there. And then at this point in time, you just try to hope that you can get any kind of a mistake on the part of the Bengals, a missed handoff, a mishandled snap, just any kind of bounce in your favor. But really, the Brighton Bengals in full control on this one.
Taking a look ahead for these two teams, if it holds up the way that it is, Woods Cross would drop to 5-3 on the year, go 2-1 in Region 6 play. They will be at home again for senior night against Olympus next week, who got a big win over Viewmont. And then Brighton will improve to 4-4, 3-0 in Region 6 play. They'll be in the driver's seat. And they will be at home against Bountiful for senior night next week. And Bountiful getting a big win over Alta.
Yeah, this is a competitive region, and it's likely to come down to the wire in terms of who finishes where. Every game matters, and I think that's why we saw such a great outcome tonight, as you see Rice Palapoy take the knee.
And that will do it. They're going to line up, but Brian, we got some business to take care of. Our Tab Bank helmet stickers, we can give out a few because there was a lot of great plays made tonight.
Yeah, it was an impressive night tonight. I want to give a shout-out to Marcus Steppen, the big touchdown in the second quarter that got Woods Cross back into this game. But as you and I talked about it, I think tonight it was Cole Haymeyer who put the team on his back and played outstanding for that Brighton football team. I also want to give an honorable mention to that Brighton offensive line, because they did the dirty work of opening up some of those holes for Cole, and he was able to get the second level and cause some legitimate damage. So hats off to that Brighton Bengals offensive line, and especially Cole Haymeyer for the helmet sticker.
I also think we need to give a special honorable mention for Valami Tapa Totai for Woods Cross. He was balling out tonight.